When Irena lost hope to see her husband again, something unexpected happened. Witek came back home holding the hand of his father, Karol. It turned out they met by chance on a street in Tehran. Karol managed to get there with some group of refugees. And after 9 months in Tehran and after almost 3 years of struggling with various circumstances, Pisek family made very cautious decision to continue their journey straight to Palestine. And it was the first time when they knew where they were going to, because earlier they had no idea what would be the next part of the exile. And from this time, the exile was changed to the journey. And I'd like to draw your attention to amount of kilometers, which was decreasing from this time, because Pisek family started approaching home instead of moving away from it. Dealing with the last part of the journey, Pisek family got through Iraq, Jerusalem, Haifa, and finally in December 1942 they settled down in Tel Aviv. And here you see the map which shows the whole road which has been covered by Pisek in 3 years. Even though the adaptation to the new country was a very long process, especially in the case of Irena, Pisek family finally started treating Palestine as a new homeland. Unfortunately, some part of their memories were associated with pain and loss, so they have never came back to Poland. The first member of Pisek family who visited Poland since Pisek's exile was Amichai Pardo, Anita's son, Irena's grandson, and Józefa's great-grandson. He is an Israeli actor, and here he is describing what Pisek's adaptation in Palestine really looked like, and why Irena decided to depict her memories in the shape of paintings and diary instead of talking about it. It was her own way to deal with the trauma. There is one more character in this exhibition I haven't mentioned about yet. I mean this part of Pisek family who stayed in Krakow and didn't survive the Holocaust. After the Second World War, Irena filled about 60 pages of testimony in Yad Vashem, and most part of these pages are creating our wall of the commemoration here. The smaller wall behind me contains a new Pisek's generation, and these are mainly Anita's and Yehuda's Pardo, Anita's husband, children and grandchildren, who are living in Israel now. And these two walls are creating a very important but strong juxtaposition. Here you see a huge part of Pisek family who were wiped out during the Second World War, and a new generation of only 5-member Jewish family who survived. And we can only imagine how the new generation of all Pisek family would look like if all of them would have survived. We are already at the very end of our tour, but I'd like to draw your attention to what this exhibition asks about. There is a term in the air navigation, point of no return, from where you're not able to come back to the start of your journey because of not enough fuel, etc. And Pisek family had their own moment of no return in Tehran, where they made very conscious decision to continue their journey to Palestine. But I'd like to ask you, did this decision change Pisek's sense of identity? Did this decision change the Polish Jewish family on their way to Palestine to only Jewish family? Who were they before this decision, and who did they become after it? Who were they already in Palestine after their arrival? Were they Palestinian Jews, or were they Polish Jews in Palestine? I think that this is a good introduction to the wider discussion about identity nowadays. What does it mean for us, and is the question about identity important nowadays? Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you are still there, and please take care of yourself and stay at home.